All right, we are live. Okay, let me go live on Instagram. Let me go live on Instagram. Okay, we are live as well. Okay, hello guys, how are you doing today? Great to have you join me again for another mind blowing live session today. Because trust me, that is exactly what this is going to be, mind blowing. All right. Now, before I move on, I want to know, can you guys hear me? Is my microphone working? Is everything all right? Can you guys hear me? Type yes on the chat box if you can hear me. Let me see. If you want to know if my microphone is working, if everything is working well, type yes on the chat box. I want to know, can you hear what I'm saying? Type yes in the chat box if you can hear me right well. Okay, cool. I can see that yes. It means my microphone is working and we are good to go. Again, talking about mind-blowing conversations, mind-blowing insights, and of course, mind-blowing strategies that get you to that next level of your career. Okay? Now, hold up a moment, guys. Hold up one moment. Now, let's make sure that we are all here and that you want to stay and enjoy what we want to do. So I want to see those who are here to have fun and learn. If that is you, drop one in the chat box. Just one. Drop one in the chat box. Perfect. I can see Innocent. I can see you on YouTube. I can see Godfrey as well. That's very good. Good to see you all. So, guys, I was supposed to come on here, and do this whole professional presentation thing about cybersecurity careers, right? But earlier today, I spoke with a few of our students who got job offers very recently, and I'm still pumped about it. Now, I'm going to give you a very quick story that still gives me, goosebumps even up until now. A few months ago, one of our students, let's call her Joy. I don't want to mention her name because she told me not to mention her name, but she gave me permission to share this story. She reached out to me in tears. She had been jobless for 14 months, like a year and 2 months, 14 whole months. Every morning she would wake up, check her email, and see nothing but rejection after rejection. Mind you, she had a degree, all right? And she took a bunch of courses. She even paid someone to write a resume, but nothing, absolutely nothing worked. Then one day, she stumbled on one of our free sessions, just like this, just like you're watching right now, okay? And she had one of the things I said, like, if you don't have a job problem. You don't. You have a strategy problem. That is the statement she had from me. That one sentence changed everything for her. She went from shooting her shot everywhere to applying intentionally with the 24-hour strategy. And I'm going to be sharing it with you today. She built her network, practiced using her free RISE method that I shared. And 42 days later, guys, 42 days later, she sent me a voice note like, told up where I got the job, 6 figures, remote. I'm crying right now. You could hear the freedom in her voice. So when I say today's session could be your own turning point, I'm not here to motivate you. I'm not a motivational speaker. Like our people will say, is it perspire to aspire? Isn't that what you call them? That is not what I do. That is not what I'm going to do for you today. I'm only here to tell you what is possible, okay? And if you're excited as I am, let's get into it, all right? Wherever you are, either you are, as a matter of fact, I need to know where you're joining me from. So I want you to type where you're joining me from anywhere in the world. From Nigeria, from the US, from Canada, from the UK. Where are you joining me from? I want to see where are you joining me from. Let's see that. Now type it in the chat box. I want to see where my people are joining me from today. Type it in the chat box and then I will call your name. Okay? Uncle Mo, good to be here again. Good to see you again, Uncle Mo. Geoffrey, Godfred from Ghana, O.M. Davis from the UK, Innocent from Nigeria, I see Chika from Canada. You're welcome. We've got people from Africa. We've got people from the UK. We've got people from the USA. The Lightfoot folks are also here. That's very good. Welcome. Congratulations for being here. All right. The last live session we had, I told you about the guy who got a $157,000 offer. And then we have Miracle with the $100,000 offer. How about Yemi? I told you guys about Yemi with the $115,000 offer. Then another student just accepted a $95,000 offer. In fact, my team just corrected me, $96,000 offer. But let me just pause here for a moment to say this. I wasn't planning to break down the whole system today. That wasn't my plan. But in all honesty, I think it's time someone did. All right. The information I'll be sharing with you today could be the difference between finally getting your first job in cybersecurity or spending another 9 months applying and hearing nothing back. Okay. So if you've been trying to break into cybersecurity without much luck, if you've been looking for better pay and growth opportunities, you're curious about breaking into cybersecurity, you're curious about breaking into tech without spending years in school, getting student loan, all right? If you've ever wondered how real these six-figure jobs are, then you need to stay with me for the next 25 to 30 minutes or so, because I'm going to reveal the 4 major things. 4, all right? 4 major things that are holding you back from landing a job in 2025, okay? And trust me, the market is competitive right now, okay? Now, like I said, I'm not much for motivational talks or telling people, yes, you can do it. You guys, you've heard that before, right? Say, yes, I can do it. That's not what this is about, okay? You've seen that, you've heard that, without showing them how to do it. This is not that, okay? For me, I like processes, and not just anyhow processes. I like processes that deliver the result they are created for. Okay, and that's why I'll be giving you the exact roadmap my students are using to overcome these obstacles that we're talking about. The same one that has helped dozens of people in our community to land several solid job offers. Okay, now if that sounds like something you need in your life, I want you to drop "show me how" in the comment section right now. I want you to write "show me how." Show me how, write it in the comment section. Nice. Show me how, write it in the comment section. Nice one. I see those comments coming in. Yes, keep them coming. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I like the energy. Okay, let's keep it on 100. All right, let's keep the energy on 100. Do you agree? You agree to that? Cool. Now, before I break down the problem we're dealing with here, let me paint a picture for you. Let me paint this picture. Imagine you're playing a video game with a friend, right? You're playing a video game. You are both stuck on this super hard level, all right? You're spending hours trying to beat it. Then your friend suddenly jumps ahead to, like, say, level 10, while you are still struggling with level 2. And you're like, what? Like, how did you do just that? And they are just like, oh, there's a hidden shortcut behind that rock that let you skip the whole section. It's been there the whole time. Didn't you know? Now imagine your friend asking you that, and you're sitting there like, you're totally stunned. Like, what is he talking about? That is exactly what's happening in the job market right now. See, while most people are out here submitting applications into the void, right? They're submitting application into the void and nothing is going on. They're not getting anything. Some others found the cheat code and the secret path that this is what recruiters actually respond to. And honestly, if that is the situation, it is not your fault. You probably checked online and you're following all the tips and all the hacks and all the tactics, all the strategy. But the question is, why is it not working? That's the question. Why is it not working? Something is definitely broken. Something is wrong somewhere, and that's what I want to help you to fix with this session. And that's why I told you that congratulations for being here. You are at the right place at the right time. Earlier, I mentioned that there are 4 major things holding you back from a cybersecurity career. Okay? And now, what we're going to do is we're going to look at them one after the other. Okay? Who is ready to check this out? If you're ready to check these things holding you back, type 1 in the chat box. I want to see those who are ready. If you're ready to see these things that are holding people back, just type 1 in the chat box. And trust me, I'm going to break everything loose for you. Just type 1 in the chat box. Cool. I see that. Now, obstacle number 1 is your application strategy is broken. Did you get that? Your application strategy is broken. All right. There's a level you get to when you're searching for a job without success. And then you begin to wonder about so many things like, what is going on? It's like everyone playing the same job search game, but only some people got that strategy guide. Now you probably asked yourself as well 1,000 times, maybe 1,000,000 times, what are these people doing that I'm not doing? You know that question, and this is one thing I do tell my people: when others are doing something and it seems I can't do it, or I'm not finding how to do it, it gets to me. All right? What do they know that I'm here to find out? What do these guys that are getting job know that you are here to find out? And we will address it in a moment. But first, I need to break down what is really happening in this crazy job market. Now, let me give you the just few things that are happening right now in this job market because it's crazy. Number 1, the average job posting gets flooded with over 250 applications in a matter of hours. Do you understand what I just said? Like, you see a job, cybersecurity, tech job, software engineering, everything, in a matter of hours, that job is flooded with over 250 applications. Let me give you number 2. Number 2, 75% of resumes, they get killed by AI systems even before a human even see those resumes. 75%. Now, let me give you more shocking facts. Hiring managers right now, they literally spend 7 seconds looking at your resume. That's when they finally see your resume. When they get to them, 7 seconds, no cap, 7 seconds. That's all your typical resume gets before they move on to the next one. So if you're just copy pasting the same generic resume to hundreds of listings and then you're wondering why nobody is hitting you back, you're basically playing the lottery with terrible odds. You know when you play lottery game, but you're playing this with terrible odds. Okay? Now, let me show you what is actually working in 2025. And I know that you're really eager to know what is working right now. First, I'm going to tell you quality over quantity is the absolute move. I know you struggle with that. See, instead of spraying your resume at 50 random jobs, instead of that, pick 5, 10, or 15 positions where your chances are solid and then customize everything for each one. Did you get that? Customize your resume for each one of those jobs. Another thing, your resume needs to beat the ATS, okay, and impress the humans. What does that mean? You need to use those exact keywords they use in the job description. You must use it. If you don't, you're playing to the gallery. All right? And in your resume, you need to hit them with specific numbers that show your impact. Don't just say something like, you're saying what you did in your previous role. You're not giving them something. You want to quantify it. Okay? Say, for instance, I came up with a security strategy that led to 20% decrease in our monthly spend on security tools. Tangible results like that, that is what win in today's market. Then, another thing, your resume format is also very important. You want to find out the format that an ATS will not reject. Not every resume format will pass through ATS. I believe you know what ATS is. Applicants Tracking System. I believe you know. Not every resume get past that. So your resume must get past that. All of these details that they look very tiny, they are what make up a great resume. Okay. One of my students, Aisha, she was applying to 20 plus jobs a week, getting zero callbacks. Like she wasn't getting any call at all. Then what we did was we completely revamped our resume to highlight our actual achievement with real numbers. We optimized it for ATS, right? And then created custom version of our resume for different roles within 2 weeks. Guys, 2 weeks. A lot can change in just 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, she had 5 interviews requests in her inbox. 5. And do you want to know the hack that is working insanely right now? I want to know that you're still here. I need to know if you're still here. I want you to type yes in the chat box if you're ready to hear this. There's one hack that is working like insanely. You're going to get insane results with this hack. Type yes in the chat box. Come on, guys. Type yes if you want this hack. Cool. Few more yeses. Few more yeses. Let's go, guys. A few more yeses. Cool. Yes. Great one. Now, so what is this hack? It's called the 24-hour application strategy. Again, the 24-hour application strategy. Now, how does this work? If that's your question, you've got a good question. When a job drops, okay, the first 24 to 48 hours is your golden window. Let me say that again. When a job drops on any job board, LinkedIn, Glassdoor, ZipRecruiter, anywhere, the 24 to 48 hours is your golden window. Applications submitted during this period, they are 8 times more likely to get noticed. 8 times. So the question is, what do you do? Simple. Set up those job alerts and be ready to apply quickly with your tailored resume. Simple. Set up alerts. As soon as those jobs drop, apply. You have 8 times more chances to get noticed. Okay? So, I said tailored because I know someone might be wondering if you need different resume for different jobs. And the answer is absolutely yes. You do. Okay? A minimum you need to switch up your summary and even your skill sections for each of these positions. Your resume has summary sections, right? And it has skill section. So you must be able to switch up those to match what they're asking for. Your resume should be speaking directly to that specific job, like that job was made for you. Okay? Like that resume was made for that job, and that job was made for that resume. And it's not so difficult to do a little change here and there if you're working with a good resume already. It's simple. It's not so difficult. Okay? So guys, if you will be working on that after this session, what I just told you now, I want you to type ready in the chat box. If you're going to be doing that, type ready in the chat box, okay? Keep that ready coming. Type ready. I want to know those that are here. Type ready. Keep it coming. Now that you know better, you should do better, right? That's what I did hear from PK. If you know better, you do better. Now let's keep moving. Let's keep it moving. The second major thing blocking your progress is having either a weak network or straight up, you've got no network at all. That's the second major thing. Okay? Now, can I tell you something you might not be too happy to hear? See, Between 60 to 80% of jobs, they are filled through networking. Not those job boards that you've been living on. A lot of you are living on LinkedIn, ZipRecruiter, Dice, and all that. No, 60 to 80% of jobs, they are filled through networking. Now, let me say that louder for the people at the back. Maybe you can hear me. The majority of positions are getting filled by someone who knew someone who knew someone. When I tell people this, they're always like, but I don't know anybody in tech, right? Or they tell me I'm too introverted for all that networking nonsense. Is that what you call nonsense? You're too introverted, or you just don't want to step out of your comfort zone. It's either of those. Okay? And the good news is building a network in 2025 doesn't mean you need to be that person handing everybody their business cards at events. You don't have to be, going to everyone, giving them your business card. No, that's not what this is about. There are actually other strategies that are very, very effective that you can use. Okay. And I have one that you can start using like right now, like today. So let me tell you how it works. First, you need to identify 3 companies that you literally do anything to work for. 3 companies, yes, that you totally blow your mind to work with them right now. Just identify 3. Now, after that, you want to find 3 people at each of these companies. Just 3. They should be on different levels, okay? Different teams, all right? Then when you find these 3 people, engage them strategically for 3 weeks before sliding into their DMs. Okay, so I know you might be asking, what does this engage strategically involve? What does it mean? Number 1, follow them on LinkedIn and then leaving thoughtful comments when they post. Do you hear that? Follow them where? On LinkedIn. And when they post content, leave some very thoughtful comments there. Okay. Number 2, sharing industry content and then tagging them like you're actually in the conversation. All right. Then number 3, you have to join the same communities that they are, and then you must add real value in those communities. Okay, we're still talking about 3 people in 3 organizations. All right, I'm telling you how you can strategically network. And then finally, always focus on building genuine connections before asking for anything. Don't go to them. See, people can smell bullshit from a mile away. You don't want to go to them and start asking for favor right off the bat. No. Okay. Look, I have trained and hired people for years now. And the truth is, hiring managers hire people they know. Like, they hire people they know. They hire people they like. And they hire people they trust. Outside of those 3, they can also hire people that are recommended by people they know, people they like, or people they trust. See, I know you're looking at me right now. It may seem unfair, but that's how these things work. I wish there's something we all can do to change it, but it is what it is. Okay. And by the way, if you've gotten a job through a referral, if you're here and you've gotten a job through a referral, I want to see you. Can you drop 1 in the comment section? If this has happened to you before, you've gotten a job through a referral, drop 1. Let's see those of you who have been making use of those connections even before now. Okay. If nobody is dropping 1, am I not seeing the comment early? Nobody is dropping 1. Drop 1 if you've been using that. If you've gotten a job through referral. Okay, Damilola, Unkumo, Ajibade. Okay, I've seen some 1 here. So that means some of you have actually used this before. Well, that's good. Wow. Well, I think I see a few people dropping 1. That's good. Now, see, the rest of you who have never been recommended for a job, now is the time to start cultivating those connections. Like, now is the time. I'm going to tell you one truth that maybe nobody will tell you. Your connections, your opportunities lie in people. See, being an introvert is not a good enough excuse for not connecting with people because you're losing a lot. All right? Now let's move to roadblock number 3. Are you ready for that? You ready for number 3? The third major roadblock that I've seen over and over again is when your interview game is still stuck in 2019. Your interview game is stuck in 2019. Let's say maybe you're getting interviews, but you're not getting offers. Or maybe you're straight up terrified of interviews because they feel like torture sessions. Like how many times do you have interview and you're feeling like they're gonna torture you? You're feeling like I don't want to go. Then it's time you really start thinking about how you present yourself during interviews. Do you understand what I mean? Interview is a very good opportunity for you to present yourself. Look, there's a huge difference between how interviews are done today compared to just a few years ago. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, in 2025, over half of first interviews that are done virtually. All right, they are done virtually. Okay, these days, I'm talking about in 2025. Behavioral questions are the main event now, not just the extra that it used to be. So if you're not prepared for them, you will find yourself struggling. Behavioral questions are the main questions now. Why? Because companies understand skills can be taught. They can train you to get skills. They can train you to get competence. But you see, behavioral is the main thing now. Then there's also the fact that companies are literally they're using AI to analyze your answers. It's wild, right? I know. But again, times have changed. We're not in 2017 anymore. We're not in 2014. Okay. And yes, they are also looking for culture add, not culture fit. Not just that. You know, you might not know. There's a huge difference between those two terms. Culture add and culture fit. Huge difference. Now, when we say culture fit, it is the old way, all right, where companies they wanted people who were exactly like everyone that are already there. You understand what I'm saying? But now they are looking for people who will enhance their culture and not just blend into it. That's where we are right now. They're looking for people who would what? You understand what I said? Enhance their culture, not just blend into the crowd. Okay? So now, despite all these differences I've mentioned, most people are still preparing for interviews by, you know what they do? You know what the people do now? Some, they still memorize those generic answers to common questions. Like, see, that strategy is dead. It's not going to work. And let me tell you, I'm sorry if you feel offended, but it doesn't work that way anymore. All right? But I can show you something better. And I gave the acronym RICE. So I call it the RICE method. What did I say? RICE method. So RISE. I want you to type it in the chat box. RISE. The RICE method. And as I'm saying it, I'm going to ask you to also type what they mean in the chat box or what they stand for. R stands for research intensively. Okay, research intensively. I hope you're taking note. Now, I want you to stalk. Okay, stalk, but this time around, you're going to do it respectfully. You want to stalk the company's recent project and their wins. All right, you need to know what they've been up to lately. What have they been doing? Don't just attend that interview blind because too much is at stake. You know how long you've been looking to get an interview. You know how long you've been looking to get a job. You know how much time you've spent applying for jobs. Now you're lucky to get interview. You're not going to waste it because a lot is at stake. So what do? You intensively research that company. Okay. Now another level of stalking is looking up your interviewers on LinkedIn. Yes, you can do it. Get to know who you will be talking to. If you might be thinking, how do I know who I'm going to be talking to? Check the email they sent to you. They copied all of them. If they don't copy them, some recruiters will list those that you'll be talking to. Or you're going to be talking to a director of engineering, you're going to be talking to a director of security, you're going to be talking to a manager, this and that, or you're going to be talking to lead security. They will list them there. Go look them up on LinkedIn. Okay? This is just to help you figure out their vibe. You want to understand their values before you show up to the interview. All right? See, the truth is, some of us are just too laid back about these things. But just a 30-minute effort into doing a little research will go a long way. Now, imagine you, after you've done that, you've done your research, you've checked, you've done everything. You've done everything about them. Imagine you want to compare yourself to someone who just goes to that interview blindly. No research, nothing. Do you understand what I mean? Just imagine that for a second. Then let's move to the second acronym, which is the I. Okay? The I is for impact stories. Did you get that? Write it in the chat box. Impact stories. Now, what does this mean? You want to prepare 5 to 7 specific stories, all right, that show that you're that candidate. But more importantly, each of those stories should flex different skills. All right? Now, and how you do this is you include actual numbers and results, and then you have to practice telling these stories like you're talking to a friend, not like you're reading a script. All right? That is how you do it. Look, if there's anywhere you need to be your own cheerleader, it is when you're trying to get a job. Let nobody lie to you. All right? And let nobody deceive you. That is what you've got to do. Now, don't lie. That's not what I'm saying. Don't exaggerate or say anything you don't have proof of. But let the way you talk about yourself reflect that you know the value that you're bringing to their team. Maybe you didn't get what I just said. I don't want that to pass through your head or pass over your head. Let me say it again. When you're talking in this interview, you've got to talk like, I know myself. I know what I'm doing. I know the value that I bring. So you talk about yourself and you let that reflect that value that you're coming to add to their team. What you're telling them is, if you let me go, if you don't take me up, if you don't give me this offer, you are losing so much. You're missing a lot. Do you understand? That is what that means. And you get this by these impact stories. All right? Are you getting any value? You getting value from this? Cool. Cool. Thank you. I can see those feedback. Thank you. Now, let's continue. The S here stands for strategic questions. Now, it is not in your best interest to show up empty-handed. Okay? Again, we're talking about strategic questions. What that tells the interviewer is that you didn't do your homework. You can't go there empty-handed. So you've got to come with questions that show you understand, all right, that you understand their actual business. And then you want to ask how they measure success in this role that I'm applying for. Okay, guys, please pay attention. This is important. You want to ask about their biggest challenge right now, especially as it relates to that role that you're applying for. Okay, and if they tell you the challenge, you know that opportunity you have now, you've got to now explain to them how you will solve that challenge. Now, here is the trick. The impact story that you told in the first place, if you can relate it now to how you're going to help them solve this challenge, they know they found their candidates. They're not going to let you go. Listen, I'm a hard worker. I work hard. That's not convincing enough. Nobody cares about that. I can learn on the job. No. That's not what hiring managers want to hear anymore. That's not what they're looking for. All right? You've got to prepare questions like, this is your opportunity to provide answers and prove yourself as the only choice that makes sense. You're not getting what I'm saying. See, here's the thing. The questions you are asking them, all right? You already know the type of answers they will give to you. You already know what they're likely to tell you. And you've got stories already packaged to back up what you want to say, to provide as value for that problem or for that response. So as they're giving you the answer, you're giving them the story and you're giving them the value that you're bringing. Okay? Let me give you an example. It's like you have a car. You want to drive from Dallas to Houston and you meet somebody in your office and you guys get, you're talking and this person said, yeah, this is my name, this is what I do, this and that. And you're looking for a way to get to talk to this person for a long time. Like you want to have deep conversation with this person. You'll go to Houston, and from that conversation, you got to know that this person is going to Houston. Then you ask, what do you think is your major problem now? How do you want to get to Houston? How do you think you want to get there? What do you want to do? How do you want to pay? How do you want to do that? And then they tell you, well, I'm thinking of going to board a flight tomorrow, or I'm thinking of driving myself, or I'm looking for someone that will drive me. And you say, oh, wow, I'm actually going to Houston now. Can I take you? Do you understand what I'm saying? What I'm saying here is you ask them a question that will give you an opportunity to present yourself as that answer to the challenges they have. Do you understand? Now let's move on to E. E stands for engaged presence. Okay? Engaged presence. I want you to write that in the chat box. Engaged presence. Believe me, guys, the energy and enthusiasm that you bring to your interview, even if it is virtual, is very important. It's very, very important. Like, check your tech, your laptop, your lighting, your dress, your clothes, everything. You want to dress sharp. Now, imagine I come to this live and I'm not presentable. No matter what I say, you guys will be like, Tolu does not even rate us. That's what you think. All right? But I make sure my lighting is okay. I make sure the camera is okay. I make sure that the tech is working so I can teach and I can give value. That's the same thing you want to do. Okay? Make sure that there is nothing funny hanging in your background. I see a lot of people that are doing Zoom and they have a very terrible background. To you, it may seem insignificant, right? It may seem like it doesn't mean anything, but it's all part of the process to getting a job. They want to look at you. Are you put together? Do you take this seriously? Are you a joke? Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, you also need to practice looking at the camera while you talk. You don't not just the face or the screen, all right? Look at the camera. Also, when you're talking, see the way I'm doing now, you want to use your hands while you talk. Gesticulate. Don't just sit there rigidly and you're talking. No. That's the easiest way. All right? That's the easiest way to even forget what you plan to say. You'll forget. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when you are asked a question, take a deep breath. Okay? Don't forget, we're still talking about what? Engaged presence. Take a deep breath. Even if you want to sip water, you can do that. You know what you're doing? You're buying yourself some time if you need to. Then you can now answer their question as calmly as possible. Do you understand? See, I've had students who fumble through interviews back to back. And once they join our program and we work with them using this approach, the result wasn't just significantly better interview experiences. The job offer started rolling in too. What I'm teaching you is the work between yourself and too many offers that are out there for you. Now, there's one more thing we also started teaching our students to use. That is the question flip. And let me just give it to you in a moment. So let's say that they hit you with a difficult question. You remember those questions that they ask you, and you feel like, wow, this is tough. Don't get scared. Don't let that rattle you. There's a way to handle it. All right. And this is what you do. You just respond with, say they ask you a very tough questions. You just respond with, oh, that's a great question. Now, to give you the most helpful answer, can I ask if you're facing a specific challenge related to this? See what I just did? I didn't answer the question straight away. I flipped that question. That's question flip. You know what this does? This shows confidence. Okay? It creates actual conversation and then helps you understand exactly what you're looking for so that you can tailor your response. And this works for any role at all, entry level, intermediate, or whatever. It works. Hiring managers are always watching to see your problem solving skills and even your communication skills. Okay? These are things that beginners tend to overlook. And I hope you guys are taking note right now. I hope you're seriously taking note. All right? Now, for me to know that we are still together, guys, please drop a thumbs up if you're still with me. Drop a thumbs up in the chat box. I want to know that we're still together. I've not lost you. I want to know I've not lost you. Let me see your thumbs up. Thumbs up. Okay. Thank you, Innocent. I see you write that in the chat box. Right. That's very good. Thank you for doing that. Now, let's talk about the fourth and probably most powerful obstacle holding you back. Okay. Now, this is the momentum for the final lap. This is the last one. The way you view yourself and your situation is a huge determining factor whether or not you will land a job. You might think, what's Tolu saying? I'm going to explain to you. If you're the type that is constantly telling yourself, I'm not qualified enough to get these roles, the job market is a trash right now, or I need to get better before I apply, or I need to get more certifications before I apply, or I need to know this before I apply, I need to be perfect before I apply. Guess what? Don't be surprised if you never get the opportunities that others are getting. Okay? So these aren't just negative thoughts. They are self-fulfilling prophecies because they change how you show up. Okay? And if they change how you show up, it definitely changes the results that you get. Do you understand what I'm saying? Again, I'm not a motivational speaker. This is not aspire to aspire. No. I've noticed three major trends now among many beginners that can't seem to land jobs. Three. First is the perfectionism trap. This one is when you wait until you meet 100% of the job requirement before you apply. The perfectionism, you want to be perfect. That trap is a perfectionism trap. Now, the second one is the scarcity mindset. When you treat every job opportunity like it's your last chance on earth, you don't do that. You're not. Don't be desperate. Desperation stinks. And trust me, hiring managers, they can smell it even through your screen. They can smell desperation. And if you're desperate, you're going to make mistakes. Okay? Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't show up like you really want the job. That's not what I'm saying. Not so. But you want to show up like you know the job needs you as much as you need them. That's a better look, right? That's a better look and feel. If I'm looking at the job like this job needs me as much as I need the job, I'm going to show up differently than showing up desperate. Like, if I don't get this job, I'm done. I'm dead. Oh, this job doesn't need me. I want to get it by all means. No. Okay? That is a scarcity mindset. You don't want to have that. And then, number three, which is the final one, is the comparison trap. The comparison trap. Yes. When you begin to measure your journey against what you see on LinkedIn, where people only post their wins. How many times do you see people post their failures? How many times do you see people post that they've gone to several interviews today and they didn't get any call back. You can't compare yourself to someone who has done 50 interviews and is finally gotten one job, and they post about that one job, and then you're comparing yourself with their wins. No. Okay? The only thing this mindset does for you is that it creates that I'm so behind feeling, and that absolutely kills your confidence. It kills confidence. That's why I will never stop talking about the possibilities until I open the eyes of many people as possible. I'm not going to stop. We do hear people say comparison is the thief of time. It's very true. Or thief of joy, whatever it is, it's true. Your journey is so unique to you, all right? So approach it as such. Approach it as though my journey is unique to me. Now, let me tell you this. And finally, what steps can you take if you find yourself struggling? Like I said, this is not aspire to perspire. I'm telling you what to do and how to do it, right? I will tell you, this is what you should do. Focus on the unique strength that you're bringing to the role that you want, and also your recent wins. Okay, you need to remind yourself of these two things as much as possible. These two things are very, very key. All right, you want to remind yourself of your unique strength that you're bringing to that role. Also, you've had recent wins. Remind yourself of that. See, those two things, they're key. See, job search is just as much a mental game as it is a skill game. All right? If you're struggling to believe in yourself, if you're struggling to believe that you are what that job needs, if you're struggling to believe that you're fit for it, how would you convince anyone that you're the candidate for the job or you're the candidate for that particular role? How? So you've got to see yourself first. Okay? So we've exposed the major 4 things blocking you from getting a job. Number 1, your application strategy is totally broken, and we've dealt with that. Number 2, your network is either too small or non-existent, right? Number 3, your interview skills need a serious upgrade, and we've dealt with that as well. And number 4, your mindset is secretly sabotaging you and your effort. Now, you know what we're going to do? Let's turn this into an action plan that you can literally start using today. Like today. Are you ready? I need to see someone type yes in the chat box before I reveal this. Type yes in the chat box if you're ready. Let's bring those action plan out. But before I do that, let me see those yeses. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Nice one. Nice one. Nice one. Nice one. Now, in the next 48 hours, I need you to do 3 things. Just 3 things in the next 48 hours. 3 things. Number 1, audit your current resume against 3 job descriptions that you're eyeing, and then highlight all the gaps and missing keywords. All the gaps in your resume, all the missing keywords, highlight them. Okay. Number 2, pick 3 companies and then find 3 people at each of those companies and start following and engaging with them. Okay. And number 3, record yourself answering the tell me about yourself question. You know that popular tell me about yourself question? Record yourself answering that. Record yourself. Use your phone, all right? Record yourself and then watch it. Watch that record or recording or whatever it is. And I'm going to be sincere with you. See, the first time you do this, you'll feel weird at first. But it's okay. That's okay to feel that way, all right? You want to repeat the process till you're satisfied with what you see and hear. Okay? And then after that, within the next 1 week, you have to do 4 things. All right? See, I didn't say any of this will be easy, but it will be worth it in the end. Of course, you want to get 6-figure jobs, right? You want to. Number one, now completely revamp your resume and your LinkedIn with the optimization strategies that I shared earlier. Still remember that? Cool. Number two, you want to start meaningful engagement with 9 identified connections. You remember we said 3 companies, 3 people. So 9 connections. Not a generic comment, all right? Not, oh, deep. You know those generic comments that people say? Deep, word, I hear you. I see that. No, that's not what I'm talking about. You want to give meaningful comment, all right? And it's not that difficult to make, all right? Number 3, create 5 impact stories with real numbers and results, just the same way I showed you earlier. Do that. 5 impact stories. And lastly, set up job alerts so that you can apply within 24 hours of fresh postings. All right? Now, I don't want you to think this is something you do within 1 week and then stop. You need to keep at it till you get what you want. All right? Apply to 2 to 3 highly targeted positions each week. All right? Add new strategic connections to your network every week. And then practice interviewing with friends or your mentors or even your spouse and then get real feedback. And then, very key, this is important, track what is working for you and double down on those strategies. Okay? Listen, guys, I know the job search, I know how it can feel. It can feel overwhelming and straight up depressing sometimes. I know. But I want you to remember what we've covered today. I want you to remember. See, these obstacles, they are fixable once you know what they are. Small strategic tweaks, just small ones, they can completely change your results. And in case you find yourself second guessing yourself, right? Remember that people in your community, they are landing jobs every week. They are using these same strategies. Now, the only question I've got for you is, are you next? Yes. And if you will be implementing these strategies that I've shared with you, I want you to go to the chat box now and type, I am next. Let me know you're going to be implementing these strategies. Yes, type, I am next. And if you forget any of these strategies or you forgot to take note, you can come back to this recording and watch it again. Yes, type I'm next. I want to see those who are ready to finally take back their power and take charge of their careers. I can see the comments are going crazy. I'm seeing it. Now, guys, here's the thing. I can't get to all your questions today, but I'll be back next week to unpack another question that is very key to your career journey. But listen, guys, I need to say this before we call it a day. Okay, let me check my time. Oh, we've done almost an hour already. If you're feeling frustrated or you're wondering if you will ever get hired, the answer is yes, you will. Okay, every single day, people just like you, they're landing amazing jobs despite how tough it is out there. They're landing jobs. So your background, your past rejections, how long you've been searching, none of that determines your future. The only thing that matters is whether you take action or you just keep doing the same thing and expecting different results. I believe in you. Now, go believe in yourself and get the bag. We've talked about the strategies. We've talked about the things you have to do. Go do them. And by the way, if you would like to get into cybersecurity and you don't have technical background, you don't have a degree, you've got no certifications, and you're looking for ways and you're asking, Tolu, I want to get into cybersecurity. How do I do that? What do I do? I've got a challenge coming up. It's 5 days. I'm going to be with you live. I'm going to be teaching you everything you need to know and what you have to do. I will reveal all those secrets. Hold your hands. Those days, 5 days, 10 a.m. to 12 noon CST, where I'm going to be teaching you everything you've got to do. Easy. that will break those doors for you and have jobs knocking your door in 90 days or less. This is not an exaggeration. We've seen people, they've gotten jobs in 45 days, they've gotten jobs in 38 days. People who do not have IT background, no technical background. Okay? If you want to get into cybersecurity and you don't have this IT background that everyone is talking about, you don't know what to do, you're confused, come meet me in these 5 days. I'm going to open your eyes to everything that you need to know. And trust me, in the next 90 days, job will be chasing you. That I know. If I can give you this much value in 1 hour, just imagine what you're going to get from me. 2 hours every day, Monday through Friday. I believe if you're watching on Instagram, if you're watching on LinkedIn, or if you're watching on YouTube, you're going to see the link in the comment section or in the description. Just click it, and I'll see you in the challenge. So, thanks for hanging with me today. Now, if you're used to watching my videos, there's something I used to say. I hope I'm leaving you today better than I met you. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.